What's up, guys? This is KNM Live. Today we're going to make a reaction on Cooley talking about age gap.
All right, y'all. Let's get into it. Oh, sorry.
Question for the ladies. Salute to Cooley and Knees. Question for the ladies. How would you react if you find out that your 18-year-old daughter has 3x your body count? 3 times your body count. Yeah, let's start with you.
What?
How would you feel?
Devastated.
You would feel devastated. Okay. All right, that's a good word. What about you? How'd you gonna feel?
I would probably just be like, what did I do wrong?
What you dang? God dang, what I do wrong? What about you?
That's a funny question.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm not having a daughter. I'm having a son.
You don't dictate. You don't dictate.
Yeah,
the
you
gender.
can't control
Men do.
that though.
Yeah, that's
Can't
not
control that.
You said it's not happening. Okay. Can you sit back for me and move your mic back too? So you in the camera. You're good. All right. So let's just say hypothetically, if your daughter did have a body count that's 3 times as your body count, how'd that make you feel?
Hurt.
Okay.
Heartbroken.
Heartbroken.
Just want to say ahead of time, shout out to No Fugazi Podcast. We reviewed some of their stuff, so just want to say fair use. Even though we're kind of into it, but just wanted to let that be known.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I would say heartbroken, devastated, and sad.
Heartbroken, devastated, and sad. Okay. I got a question for you, ladies. Do you think that your value from a societal standpoint of how the world views you, and not only how you internally view yourself, that your part of your value derives from your sexuality, meaning like your body count, how promiscuous you are?
Gotta love them commercials.
Do you think that your value is tied to your sex?
According to men,
According to your daughter. You just answered that you would feel devastated.
yeah, but you gotta think, even if my body count is 1, that's times 3, and she was only 18. That's
Okay, well, stop.
Okay,
Stop.
come on.
The question
Nobody's
is,
body count is 1.
yeah, well, the question is just generally, right? So, do you think that a woman's value is tied to her sexuality?
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay. What about you, Chelsea?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
Yes.
What about you?
Yes.
Okay, so body count does matter.
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
This
of
is a
course.
panel that body count does matter. Okay.
All the ladies
Fair
are laughing.
enough. All right, cool.
Should I?
We see an okie doke coming, but I'm gonna go along with it just to see what's going on.
All right, we got Mike the celeb. Mike the celeb. He says IG made double tap, not God. It's disrespectful. Okay, IG made double tap, not God.
Liking?
Picture thing.
Yeah, that's the whole like and picture things. We got Thomas DL Mora sends in $10. Yo, I appreciate the support, man. Thank you, Thomas. We got Tomas. I think it's Tomas.
Tomas.
Yeah. Tomas. We got Chris Butler sends in $10. He says, ladies, are y'all against age gap in relationships? If a 40-year-old man and 18-year-old woman get together and love each other, what is the objection? Why or did you just give the ick? Okay, good question. Let's start with you. So are you against age gap in relationships?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I feel like
and
there's
why?
major trauma going on if you are dating too far out your age group. You have some major issues, like daddy issues.
On what end? The man being older, or the woman being the man being older dating younger, or the woman being older and dating younger?
Right.
Both.
You think it's both?
Yeah, I think there's still some different issues, I would say, but both. Because typically guys want younger women because they're not imprinted or whatever.
Okay.
So
that's nature. That's in a man's biology.
Right,
So what's
so-
wrong with that then?
I feel like once you get too young and have the huge, it's like you're trying, like, what are you trying to do? Like you're trying to date your daughter?
So is it cool? Is it because You girls all
The perfect modern woman response. But
know that one girl in high school that was a senior or junior that dated a guy in his 20s. So how do you feel about that? When girls actually go for the older guys, the younger girl going for the older guys.
How young?
Like let's say she's 18.
Let's go around a panel with this actually to
Right.
make it more constructed and organized. So you said that it is a problem with an age gap and it's on both ends. And then you use the example that if a man is dating a younger girl, like he's 40, but he's dating a 18-year-old, it's trauma going on. He's going through some trauma.
Yeah.
Now he's just saying that let's just flip it. If the woman is 40 and she's dating an 18-year-old, there's trauma going on.
Yeah, she's trying to groom him to be.
Okay, so you think that the woman is trying to groom the younger guy,
They're both trying to groom
and you
them.
think there's both grooming going on.
Grooming.
Okay, what about you? What's your thoughts
I
on
think there's a spectrum. I think it has to do a lot with maturity level. Maybe experience is a factor. And I definitely think there's a spectrum on that. She can't be too young. He can't be too old. Like, come on. I don't know.
it? Okay, so do you have a problem with it? So pretty much you're saying you do have a problem with it.
Can you give me like an example? Like, would I have a
he
problem
gave the
with
example.
this
It's,
age and this
40
age?
years old, a 40-year-old man dating an 18-year-old woman. Is that a problem?
Yeah, that's silly.
Okay, all right. And what about you?
I think if everybody's legal, it's fine.
All right. Yeah, she 44. She like, we out here.
I'm in my prime.
Look,
Wow, you got an 18-year-old dude you got your eye on, huh?
No,
you said you in your prime. You think so?
I don't know.
In a man's eyes?
No, in my own life.
In your own life, you think that you in your prime.
I think, yeah.
Okay.
I
And-
mean,
And give me a reason why you think in your prime now rather than when you were, let's say, 22.
I know what you're saying. You're talking about like, as far as like a man is concerned. Is that?
Not even speaking about the man.
I'm talking about
Financially?
not only financially, but
In
I
her
think
mental.
emotionally, mentally,
There you go.
like.
and one thing I will say about that, she just, I guess, the world is not asymmetrical like that. As a dude, as we get older, we become more knowledgeable, right? Or we grow with wisdom, right? But I feel like women are not judged for that the same way. But I mean, yeah, do they get older and they get more knowledge? Of course, but as they get older, their value is judged based off their looks. So it don't matter how much knowledge they have; it's their looks that matter first. So I feel like in her case, she feels like her mental state is a lot better than it was at the time. That's why she feels the need to say she's in her prime. But we all know, but she even understands. That's why she had to bring up the fact, how men view it. And I'm just like, well, it's the reality of it too. It's like, why did it take you so long to mature? Because a lot of dudes had these mentalities when they were younger. And there are women who were younger who had a strong mentality. But I kind of get the gist of where she's coming from.
Maturity level.
Okay, so you reach your maturity level, your prime now. Now you at your prime that you feel like you're inside, meaning that the ability, your emotion level, you're able to regulate your emotions better. You're at your prime, you're at your peak.
Like yeah,
Now,
internal.
the question is, are you at your prime with having the ability to attract the highest quality mate that you want? Would you say that you're at your prime now, or would you be at your prime when you were 21?
I mean, I get like if you're talking about like I guess 21 is the correct answer for
Well-
that question
Okay, cool. Because you're saying,
At
and
least
why
she
do you
can
think
admit
21
it.
is the correct answer?
because it's the whole when a woman is younger, she has youth. She has
She got her eggs. She can give a man a kid.
Exactly.
Okay. She got her beauty.
And she also can be,
She got less baggage.
molded into
Yep, she could be
What?
molded.
a man would want her to.
Oh, okay,
You know
okay.
what I'm saying?
So, what advice then would you give? Because you're an older woman, you're 40, and you seem knowledgeable. You conceded that I'm not at my prime when it comes to attracting a man. And like in a man's eyes, I'm not at my prime. I will be at my prime when I was 21. But when I was 21, I ain't have it all in here.
Correct.
But I finally got it all in here, but now I don't got it all out here.
I
So-
didn't say that. You said.
Well, that's what you pretty much conceded to, which is true because you do look better when you were 21 than you were 44. I don't even have to see a picture. It's just from a man's eyes, you more beautiful. That's what I'm saying. So now, since you conceded to that, what advice as a 44-year-old woman would you give to a younger woman? Because there's going to be some younger women watching the podcast. What advice would you give to them when it comes to dating and relationships? Would you tell them to wait until they become more mature to settle down and start a relationship? Or would you tell them to, you got all your value now, go ahead and lock down the best guy you can?
I would say that women should do a little bit of soul searching in their early 20s.
Oh, god dang, that sound like you telling girls to be promiscuous.
No, soul searching. is
Soul
that.
searching means searching for dicks.
Doing what they like to
Uh-huh.
do. Doing
Like,
doing
why
what
are
they
you
like
guys
to
like
do.
that?
Where do you see, what kind of lifestyle do you see for yourself?
What does soul searching mean?
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Yeah, what's like, bro? Like me, I hate when
No.
girls be saying that
No.
coded language. I'm like, bruh.
Here, okay, I mean, I know they do be using coded language, but I'm gonna go off of what she just said. I guess what she meant by soul searching, when you're young, you're lost in life. Let's not act like that's not a thing. We don't have the answers when we're young. We don't have no answers. Like Sway. Sway, shout out to Sway, but we just jokes. But we don't have answers when we're young. So we look to older people or people with more experience than us for answers. And in the pursuit of looking for that can get you manipulated, used, abused, tossed to the side. You're going to have to pay a cost looking for that information. So I feel like maybe she's saying that in the sense of like, know who you want to be. Because I don't feel like we always change. We're always changing. Nobody's going to say the same forever. We're always changing, both men and women. But in this case, it's kind of like she's coming at the girls like, look, do you want to be like a gold digger chasing a high class lifestyle? So you don't care about the man. You don't care if he's 80 years old. As long as he's giving you money, you don't care. Do you want to be that type of girl? Or do you want to be a girl that's like, you know, yeah, he may not be where he needs to be, but I'm attracted to him. He's attracted to me. I'm crazy about him. And he works at McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? But he's on his way up. He might be going to school to be an architect, something like that. And I feel like she's saying the soul searching part for the sense of like a lot of girls be lost. They be trying different things, and then they end up getting messed up. Or they thought this situation would work out for them, but it didn't. And that's fine. It's okay to regret a decision you made. As long as you make a decision, even if it don't work out, at least you made a decision. Because not making a decision at all is just as bad. Because now you're left in the middle with nothing. So I feel like that's where she's coming at. She was basically saying like a lot of the young girls, be very conscious of your decisions. Don't just on the whim just go with something just because. Really think about how, make a 10-year plan, make a 5-year plan, 3-year plan, and really go in depth about what is it that you really want out of life. And this is important for anybody. It's not just for women. It's also for men. A lot of us, we don't, because of the materialness of the world and because of like, you know, the chaos, everything that's going on, we don't really have time to sit and think about who we are and what we actually want. Sometimes we just go with the motion of life. We're just going with the flow. Sometimes we live in life off of somebody else's wants and needs. Like maybe our parents, we do the things because we want to please them instead of pleasing ourselves. And then sometimes you're so selfish to the point where you don't recognize you're hurting other people with your sense of freedom. So you're doing all this BS and then you're destroying yourself. So I understood the depth of that. I mean, I kind of went in a little deep, but I feel like she's speaking to the women of saying like, if really think about what it is you really want before you pursue anybody, before you get babies, before you get married, before you get yourself into these lifestyles and end up, trying to back out at the last second, or, you're not really comfortable with the decision that you made. Really think about your time. Be intentional about what it is that you want whenever you're dealing with somebody in these situations, just on the relationship aspect. But let's get back into it.
Getting a man
like
to
your
like,
soul searching.
define like your happiness. Like I don't need a man to make me happy. I'm gonna be happy with myself.
Listen.
It
I'm gonna
has
be
to do
confident
with
in
what we were
myself.
I don't
talking
know
about
about
at the
that.
beginning
Before
when
I
she
can be
said
my
about
best self for a
Listen,
man.
baby girl.
A spiritual
Listen, the
thing.
only thing that you soul searching for is a man to be all in your soul gaps, searching for that.
Soul gaps.
That's the only thing that's gonna be happening. But anyways, okay, soul
Like your soul is-
soul searching. All right, go ahead, finish saying what you're saying.
I'm trying to figure out where do you want your life to go, and where do you see yourself, and when do you want to have children, and that kind of.
So you think that a woman that's 20, you think that younger women should, or let's just say a woman that's 21.
Early 20s. I'm saying early 20s. I think that they should find themselves, figure themselves out a little bit.
Okay, when should they figure themselves out? What's that age? What's the maximum age that you would give a girl, like advice to a woman that, listen, you should have yourself figured out here now, because that would be the prime level for you to get what you want and stuff like that. What would be that age?
I think 26 is a great age.
26.
Yeah, absolutely
Okay,
right.
now what's the probability that 26-year-old would have, more than 10 bodies?
You're a better dude than I give you credit for.
Hey, listen, that wasn't me trying to.
I mean, if that's what you care about, then get someone younger. Right?
I mean, that's what
If that's
women.
what men care
women-
about, then just date younger.
Well, you've admitted that that's what women care about. You said that body count matters.
I mean, in a way, if you're like trying to find like a spouse.
Yeah, if that's what we're
Right,
talking about,
right,
relationships. Like
right.
you're in a relationship, body count matters. You're all admitted to it. You all said that
No, I
you
don't
wouldn't
think
want.
that.
Okay, y'all all just admitted earlier that.
It matters to men. Like, I feel like everything's on the men point of view. Like, yeah, to men, it's valuable. But to me, do I sit here and think that,
Okay.
say I had sex with 50 men, not saying I have,
Maybe.
but like, does that diminishes your value to whose
so
to
why
whose
wouldn't you want?
opinion, men or women?
Got you. So we asked you a question earlier. We said that you want your daughter to have 3
No.
times your body count. So
Yeah,
why
no.
would you say no to that if it doesn't matter?
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
Child.
they got her. She has to admit they got her. They okie doke.
Damn, 3 times
Well,
product.
I
That's
think-
like
Go ahead.
150.
I think for me,
I know, right?
now that I've been in my own personal growth, I would say, like, if I were to do it all over again, like, I would wait. I would do
Yeah.
the soul searching. Like, I would not waste my time, because I feel like in those times you don't even know what you like anyways.
Yeah.
But I would say, like, it does matter because of what I know now. But so it does matter in that perspective. But I don't think that my person body count should matter, because I don't even care what their body count is.
Well, it's
I
different
mean,
from a guy. Women don't normally care about a guy's body count.
But either way, like, we already in life, we already have been doing this thing. Like, there's no going back. Like, if I were to do it all over again, like, of course, but there's no going back. So for me, if you're worried about that, then, like, find somebody else for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
And that's exactly what they're gonna do. It's just that you guys tend to have issues with it, because I'm not going to, well, not me already, but just a lot of guys. Like, for instance, I'm gonna let them cook. I'm gonna let them keep going. Let them keep going.
well, that's what we're speaking about, right? And we want her to give, because she's the oldest on the panel. So I was just asking her a question. Oldest, wise, wisdom comes with age. Maybe not. Who knows? But we're speaking
Depends.
about it. Depends. But I was really wanted to, pick your mind a little bit on what advice would you give to a younger woman. So you just said that, the advice that I would give, since it took you time to mature internally, you are at your highest, not value, but what did you say? Highest,
Prime.
you're at your prime now internally, meaning that you can regulate your emotions. You know what you want. You know what you don't want. You able to discern things when it comes to guys. Okay, so you're at your prime internally. But you conceded to the fact that you're not at your prime outwardly, meaning that you would be more attractive if you're 21, right? Now I asked you, okay, what advice would you give to younger women? Would you tell them to, since your value is so high now in a man's eyes and you can get the top tier guy now, would you tell them to settle down at a young age or wait to settle down? You said that, well, they need time to soul search.
Until they're
Soul
26.
search, right? So soul search, and then the age range you gave was 26. Now, here's my rebuttal to what you just said, right? I would say that's the worst advice you can ever give to a woman. I have a daughter. She's 12 years old. I would never tell my daughter to be out there and soul searching. What are you soul searching for? So, women, here's the facts when it comes to value, when it comes to your prime and everything else. Women, from a general standpoint, you don't know what you want. You're probably never going to know what you want. You don't really know how to discern decisions. You don't know how because you live life on easy mode, because you were born with your sexual value, meaning that men, we had to earn our sexual value. We had to get out there and become more competent, get in the gym, create some resources, and do things because your attraction triggers are very complex. Women are attracted to a multitude of things in a man, so it takes time for a man to earn his value. Men, we're very simple. We don't need as much things to be attracted to you. So you are born with your sexual value. So that means that when you're young, you have the best chance at getting the most competent man, the most masculine man, the most protective man, right? You have your prime there. So I would say that when we're speaking about the age gap and all of that, it's totally fine for a 40-year-old to be dating an 18-year-old. He's at his prime. She's at her prime. She's been, like you've all admitted, she's been less molded by the world. She hasn't been molded by her exes and past trauma.
One thing I will say about this conversation, real quick. So my older brother's wife was talking about this, and I remember we were having this similar type conversation, and she was like, "Oh, you think you're gonna be 38 and have energy for a young girl? Do you know how much energy I had when I was young? You think you can keep up with me?" And then so I mean, I'm just playing off her accent, right? So I mean, like, that's a pretty big age gap. I mean,
Yeah,
if
it's
you're a
pretty
dude,
big.
if you're a dude who stayed in shape and you got a lot of energy as a dude, well, he did say most masculine, most competent. So we're saying, so basically, he's saying that he carried that over into his 40s and 50s. But even then, dude, what is it? What they say? Our testosterone levels drop after like what 35. So as like rock hard and ready to go all the time that we were when we were young, it's not gonna be like that when we're in our 40s. And a girl at that young age is gonna want to probably experience that because she's gonna see her friends going through it, and vice versa. If she experienced too much of it, then she becomes used goods, and then now nobody wants to deal with her. So that age gap is pretty. I wouldn't say dating. See, this is where I hate the word dating. Are we talking about trying to get into a marriage, or are we just talking about just having fun? Because I feel like they don't drop these nuances for a reason. But if they feel like they say dating, people just take what they want out of it because the dating could lead to a marriage, the dating could lead to a relationship, the dating could lead to just fun or whatever. So I guess that's kind of we as the viewers have to put in the context. But I just wanted to say that, yeah, 40 and 18. I mean, not. I'm not. I mean, it's legal. They can do it, but can a 40-year-old guy keep up with an 18-year-old girl?
It's
You know
got
what
to be
I'm saying?
more intentional because I'm like, since that age gap is so big, it's like me if I was a dad, I'd be like, okay, is he trying to marry my daughter? Because if you really not trying to marry my daughter, I was like, bro, I feel like there's no point. But you could go date 20 and 30-year-olds, bro. Because
She gonna do what she wants to do regardless. I mean, me personally, I ain't even gonna get involved in that because I already know they've already been doing their thing before I know about it. So, and let's say I didn't, um, my advice in this situation, it's like you said, being intentional. Um, I'll leave it to them. Just me being honestly speaking, like, I mean, obviously I'm gonna tell her, yo, you know, how do you feel about this situation? And like If he made it, do you? I'm gonna say this: whatever what you have to, like my dad used to tell my sisters, you're gonna have to live by your mistakes. Well, he said it to all of us, but they the ones that needed to hear this the most. You're gonna have to live by your own mistakes. That means there's no perfect path in life. There's no perfect way of doing things. Even if you tell her no, this is not a good idea, she may go behind your back and now date him. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like I get it. I get what you're saying.
She's 18.
It-
I mean,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
if she try to leave out
Mentally,
the house anytime she wants, it's like
she's not
or she's
mentally.
already-
You may feel like she's not mentally mature enough to handle that kind of situation. And I totally agree, but at the same time, that's not going to stop her from reaching out to him because if we've been on these conversations. If they crazy about you, ain't nothing gonna stop them from getting access to you. So especially if he got the bling, he got everything. Man, he got more money than us when we're at that age. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people
I would
keep their
prefer-
mouth shut.
I would prefer, if he was like marry my daughter, but if he was just trying to just have fun with her, it's like, bro, I feel like at that age she don't need to be. I don't feel like that age she don't need to be scarred that way, bro. I don't know. That's just.
I wouldn't
personal.
call it scarred. I would just say that's because that's a choice that she made. She chose to do that. She didn't have to do that. And I feel like this is where babying people is the issue. You can go to jail for life at 18. Yes. You can go to prison for the rest of your life at 18. You could mess up your life at 18. So if she really didn't want to mess with the guy like that, she wouldn't do it. But the fact that she chose to do it, there's something there. It could be the money. It could be whatever. But me as the parent, I would try to prevent it, but I'm just going to let it be because regardless, they're going to find ways to go behind your back. That's how all kids are. And nobody can say that I'm making that up. We all know, like, if our parents would have told either we listen to them or we don't. And most of the time, most people are not listening to them because those parents that are giving that advice or those older folk that are talking like that, they were crazy hellions back in their time when they were young. That's why they have the knowledge they have now. Or they knew or they were around people like that. So I guess it's just based off of how we were raised and how we look at life. Me, I just don't feel like, especially when it comes to women, both young and old, I just always understand that you can't control a woman. I don't care if she's your wife. I don't care if she's your daughter. I don't care if she's your sister. I don't care if she's your cousin. If she wants to listen to your advice, she will. But 9 times out of 10, she gonna do what she wants to do, and this country allows that. So, would I be now? The question is, would I be emotionally okay with a situation like that? I would find it kind of awkward. Not gonna lie, I would find it definitely awkward. But at the same time, if I would look at it. I would look at it because I'm not a woman. I can't, obviously women pick for different reasons. But I would look at it like, what does she see in him that makes her want to deal with him? Does he have money? Is he in shape still? Because you could still be 40 and still look good as a dude. Yeah, because we tend to age with grace, if we take care of ourselves. So it could be a number of reasons I could see, and I'd be like, I could see why she chose him, but I'm gonna let her make her own decision. I'm gonna tell her, hey, I wouldn't recommend it because you're so young, but at the same time, it wouldn't surprise me if she kept dealing with him. That's just my take on that.
He hasn't been too much molded by
sorry, guys, hold on. Yeah, we back.
by
Ooh, yeah, that ad had to come through, didn't it?
Skip.
iPhone 15 in a mouse case.
Oh man, 3 minutes.
3, 2, 1.
society. She hasn't been
Thank
molded.
goodness it's not one of those where it goes like a whole hour.
All the dicks that
You
been inside her,
can't
like
skip.
the older women, right?
You gotta
Because it changes. Y'all like to compare and contrast. Every relationship you get into, you never really date down, and when you do cheat, you don't cheat down. You always cheat up. So that means that you're always looking for something bigger, better than your past guy. right? We don't look like that. When a man is cheating, he cheats down. When a man is even going to another woman, it doesn't really got to go better in looks. It's like, kind of, what kind of fits my life situation? Who's going to follow my lead? So I would say that the greatest advice you can give to a younger woman is to, one, maybe if you have a good father, let your father or your brother figures or your uncles help source the guy. Because women are, it's scientific facts. I'm sorry, I'm kind of going on a rant, but get this work a little bit, right? Scientifically proven that women are attracted to, the dark triad traits in men. The dark triad traits in men is, why do you think all of you women, like you said, well, my last relationship, the guy, he was a narcissist. Well, that's one of the dark triad traits. Narcissist guys. What's another dark triad trait?
Toxic traits.
Most of the guys that's in prison tend to have dark triad traits, right? Why do you think that one guy that was with the light eyes, light-skinned dude, all the women was attracted to him? I know who he is, right? What's his name?
Jeremy
He was in
Meeks.
prison. He had that mugshot that went viral.
That model dude.
That
yeah,
model dude. He was a model afterwards.
He's talking about Jeremy Meeks.
I know who you're talking about.
But
I
even
don't
like
remember the name.
a Jeffrey Dahmer, a Jim Jones, all of these guys that did very bad things, that sold drugs, did drugs.
Speaking of Jeremy Meeks, this dude got a billionaire chick to come after him, the daughter of a billionaire.
Or was a
So it
mob.
just goes to show, even with money and class, that didn't stop her from choosing a bad guy. just saying.
Type of guy. Women, younger women, tend to be very attracted to those dark triad traits in men, right? So you're attracted to the bad boys, but you really don't mature out of that, like you said, until you 44. Until you older, right? Until you can regulate your emotions better. So I think that women need a man, a father, or some type of male figure to help guide them with making discerned decisions within choosing a mate, and they should choose it at a young age. Me, I have a daughter, she's 12, I'm choosing her man. That's how it's gonna be. Best guy. Just what it's gonna be. You think I'm gonna let my daughter to make a decision? Heck no. Y'all don't even know what y'all want to eat. All right, go ahead. Y'all have time to call me misogynist now. No one.
What I want to eat.
Okay, you know what you want? Some padrillos?
I mean, one thing I will say about that is, let's say we do choose for our daughters, right? We the ones that step in. I mean, that doesn't guarantee that she ain't gonna blow up the relationship herself, because we literally just said that women are attracted to the dark triad traits. So let's say you did choose a good guy. Oh, Dad, he's boring. Dad, I don't want to deal with. She might complain, or she might she might deal with it because she wants to stay in good graces with, obviously, the men in her family and her family in general. But down the line, she might, because what he's essentially talking about is arranged marriages, arranged relationships, like where the parents get involved, they choose the partner. They don't, because usually that's how it was back in the day. And there's still other cultures that practice that. They let the woman, but there's a woman that owns a Subway shop where we live at. She's an Indian lady. And she did not choose her husband. Her husband was chosen for her. And I asked her, and I told her, now this lady's an older lady. She has a daughter and everything. And she even said, if I could do anything different, she was like, I would have chose my own partner. She was like, I don't think it's right that women don't get to choose their own partner. Now, she could be speaking about that because she's lived in America, and now, maybe that modernism started getting into her, but she was speaking about that. She felt like she didn't have a choice when she was younger. This is who you're going to marry, this is who you get with. And that is practiced in India. So my thing is that at the end of the day, yeah, they don't know what they want, but their actions show you who they lean into, who they're likely to get involved with. So it's just kind of like, you could put a good guy in front of her, but she'll mess it up. She'll blow up the relationship, or or she'll be depressed and start hurting herself because she don't want to hurt the feelings of the people who put so much work into setting them together. So it's a combination of things, man. It's definitely a combination of things here. But
I think that's
get,
I think that's about it. That's like the end.
let's see what they say. At the
Oh,
end.
wait.
My bad.
No,
Not
hold
even
on.
Puerto Rican.
Oh, what y'all
That's
cook over there?
Empanadas.
Same thing.
It's the same thing.
What? That's the same thing.
Okay. They was just going off.
So if you like that clip and you want to watch more,
All right. Go ahead.
Well, I know I was kind of quiet in this video. Just I don't know. Maybe it's just due to we always have this same story about how females feel about their age and body count. And at this point, I just feel like women have a certain perspective that whatever happened in her past or whatever happened as of the now, it shouldn't really be a determining factor whether she can get a relationship or get or be in a healthy relationship as with another man. It's just that I guess the times we live in America, everything is just a push about individualism, and you can do things your way. It doesn't matter how you do it, as long as you get the certain result that you want. But sometimes it doesn't end up being that way. So it's kind of like women kind of put the pressure on you to be their fixing factor for you to get them to the stepping stone of what they want, and it just makes it more of an unhealthy dynamic relationship between the two. So I mean, I don't know. It's just a lot going on that could be easily be fixed, but just the way how just women operate, I just feel like a certain thing should have to be a negative factor towards them by their age or I don't know, age or I guess body count factor. So that's just how I feel about it.
Okay. Well, we go ahead and close it out. I said what I had to say.
So once again, we appreciate you guys for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell if you haven't already. If you want to give us any recommendations and ideas, you can hit us up on our social media and our email down below. And we see you guys in the next video.
Peace.